The rifle events, it's Braden Paisa. On firing point D, representing Czechia. The 20-year-old is competing at his first ever international event, making this his first final. So let's give a Lima welcome to Milan Brusek. On firing point E, representing the United States of America, this is the 17-year-old second final at a World Championship looking to build on Cairo 2022. Fifth place is Tyler Wee. Moving on over to firing point F, representing Norway, with 3 junior world championship medals across the rifle events, including 3 positions silver from Changwon 2023. It's Jens Olsrud Ustli. G, representing India. He's a junior world championship debutant. This is his first final at an international event. It's Shora Saini. And on firing point H, representing the United States of America, the 19-year-old is at his second World Championship after taking 3 positions junior bronze at Cairo 2022. Looking to upgrade here today is Griffin Lake. So we've now met our 8 athletes competing in this final. Let me tell you that the jury member in charge is Raul Simo of Argentina. And the chief range officer, the man in the hot seat, is Oscar Martinez of Venezuela.
Take your positions. Five minutes. Preparation and sighting time. Start.
The final of the 50-meter rifle 3 positions men's event consists of 15 shots in each position.
And really work quick with it in the turnovers, changeovers when they're going from kneeling to prone position, from prone to the standing position. They do have, let's say, enough time, but still not enough time to really go slowly and easy. They have to work fast, because in that time they're also using up time for sighting shots, which when they come into this kneeling position at the beginning, they already kind of have the time to just do sighting shots. After that, it's every man for themselves. As I said, Romain Afro-France just got back from Paris. He's a junior world champion of last year in both 10-meter and the 50-meter three-position events. He won a silver at the Baku World Cup this year, so he is in some good shape. He was 6th in the 10-meter event in this competition. Victor Lindgren of Sweden, the new Olympic medalist, silver medal for the 10-meter event. He was actually 4th in this competition. That tells you a lot about how strong the competition is. In the Olympics, he was 13th in the 50-meter three-position, and he is current world champion of last year in Baku. And he's been really blowing up in the last year and just perfectly timed for the Olympics, as you can see, especially for the 10-meter event. These young men have found themselves at the Olympics already, yet they are still juniors, still shooting in the junior competition at a World Championship. Brendan Peiser of USA, bronze medalist in this Junior World Championship. But let's not forget about the bronze medal of last year in the 50-meter rifle prone competition, which is not an Olympic discipline, but nevertheless, it's a tough one, shooting with the 50-meter rifle. Milan Prusek, 20-year-old of Czechia, debuting with the qualification result of 588. A very, very high score. A lot must be expected of him right now, even though he is debuting. That's a pretty great score to have.
So hello again, everybody. My name is Jamie. I'm your announcer for this final. We are in
Tyler
the
Wee,
final countdown now.
5th in Cairo at the Junior World Championship in 2022, and that was his only final at an international competition. This is actually the second one, so he might also be one of the kind of newer ones here. Silver medalist of last year's ISSF World Championship for juniors in this event. Jens Usli, he won the gold medal at the same competition for the 50-meter prone competition. Jeanette Hegdustad, we see her competing herself in senior competitions, a very well-established athlete. Shoda Saini from India, he was 7th after the qualification, coming in as a debuter in this competition and in this final. And finally, Griffin Lake, bronze medalist of the Cairo ISSF World Championship 2 years ago in the senior competition. And that's his only international medal, which is not bad for a junior who is only 19. He was 17 when he took that bronze medal, and here he is now in a very, very strong junior competition event here in Lima. I have to say, this is going to be an interesting one. We might think our juniors are not going to shoot as well as seniors, but they tend to really, really surprise us. We have Jamie Stangram here of Great Britain as the announcer for these finals, introducing the athletes and doing interviews at the end of the competitions. Lynch is holding the world record, which is also not something surprising, as we know that he is a strong athlete, even in the senior competitions. The first series of 5 is about to begin. So 15 shots in the kneeling position, 7 minutes changeover time. Three series of 5 in the prone position, 9 minutes changeover time, and then we get to the really, really important part, which is the standing position, which is always the most rocky one. Makes sense. The balance is not as strong as when they're closer to the actual floor and the actual firmness that they can get. Of course, the prone position is usually the best one, but that's the one where more or less everybody's stable. If somebody's not shooting a good prone position, it's very unlikely that they're going to end up at the top 3 or on the podium. Only if they kind of do a miracle in the standing position, which can also happen, and that one is a tricky one where usually athletes slip up and fall out of the center of the target somewhere into an 8 or even a 7, which is not something that we see very often. In the kneeling position, we get to see a 9 here and there, as with Sede, for instance, a 9.7, or Lake hitting a 9.6, which is not too bad. It's not really good. You want to go closer to the center, but it still wouldn't be categorized as a mistake in the kneeling position. But in the prone position, that would already be a bit of a harder blow there. Whereas in the standing position, that's still a pretty great shot. 10.7 by Peiser, 10.9 by the Olympian Romain Arferet, 15th at the 50-meter 3 position in Paris. Peiser is continuing pretty nicely, now out into a 10.1. We see a nice 10.8 from Wee. 10.9, of course, being the strongest shot you can shoot. We don't have an 11 yet. I don't know what that would be, though. You can see how the target 50 meters away. It's pretty small, that 10 over there. Couple centimeters is where you want to hit the target in that diameter. You don't want to go out of that too much. And the flags here are just showing the athletes where the wind is blowing. And it can get tricky because the first line of the flags can be showing left. The second line can be showing right. So the wind is going everywhere. And these athletes have to be aware. This is always affecting the shots as well as their precision. Wrapping up the first 5 shots in the kneeling position. Peiser in the lead with 51.9. Only 0.2 of a difference between Brusek in the second position. And we have Wee currently at the bottom, the Indian athlete. Sede, as I mentioned already, he is debuting and he is here for the first time. That's always a bit more pressure than when you've been around for some time. But look at that. The Olympic silver medalist down in the 6th place. This is only the beginning. It's only the first round, the first series of 5. As we move on through the competition, things are definitely going to be changing more and more. There's some 9.9s, a slim 10 from Lake, and then Usli with a nice 10.5. guess the jury came to have a chat with one of the coaches. That was Tyler Wee's coach. Let's see what happens. The athletes are still shooting. Seems like everything's going on according to plan. Nice 10.7 from Peiser. He has been doing pretty well since the beginning. We hitting a 10.8. Prusek is very fast on that trigger. Look at that. And that's a good tactic sometimes, especially if you're coming in for the first time. You don't want to have too much time in between shots, think too much, just pull the trigger. You know what you're doing. Oh, Griffin Lake out into an 8.5. Wrapping up the second round of the kneeling position. The men are shooting pretty fast. Peiser still has one more shot. And he's been holding the center of that target pretty strongly out into a 9.8, but not too far. Let's see the standings after 10 shots here at the ISSF Junior World Championship for the 50-meter 3-position rifle. Seems like a cross shot happened. The targets are super far away, and it seems like Tyler Wee shot into Milan Prusek's target. Oh, it seems like it was the other way around. That was why the coach had a reaction. It was the debuter from Czechia, Prusek, hitting Tyler Wee's target. It happens, even to the best ones, but you can imagine shooting the first time at an international competition. Oof, it's a lot of pressure. Continuing on with the next 5 shots. We're seeing some 9s, but some good 10s are here as well from Wee, Usli. Saini as well with a 10.5. That was his first shot. Out into an 8 after that strong 10. Saini. He is also under a lot of pressure, debuting in a final of this size for the first time. Seems like something is going on. The 10s have got slimmer. The 9s are pretty strong. But still, you know the changeover is coming into a prone. Lindgren has wrapped up his kneeling position with 153.1. Prusek is behind. Peiser is ahead. Usli wrapping up with a 10.9. Hofer yet to shoot his last shot. Yeah, he doesn't have a chance to end up at the top 3 or even 5 for now. It is time for the first changeover of this competition. And after kneeling position, Peiser is at the top, Usli following him, 0.4 of a difference. Lindgren is over here as well. We would expect to see him. But Arfer is 5th. And then the 3 bottom athletes, where the difference is a bit higher for Lake than we as well. 6.1. Peiser is definitely here. A little bit of a, I wouldn't say a surprise. He does have the bronze medal in the 50-meter rifle prone position from the Junior World Championship in Changwon last year, which might tell us that he's probably going to be pretty good with this next round as well. Already the advantage, shooting a good kneeling position. And the last thing that he's going to need if he wants to stay at the top of this rank is a very good standing position, which might just be the toughest one. Not it might, definitely is the toughest one here in the 50-meter 3 position. As you can see, they're going at it pretty quickly, but also very precisely, changing everything that you can change on the rifle. That's the sights, front and back sights, the chickpeas, the butt plate, the harness. So basically everything that you can move on the rifle, they have to change for each of these positions. And I have to know exactly which one is for which. Maybe it seems like something that's absolutely normal to somebody who is doing this for a long time, and it could be, but under these lights with the audience, everybody kind of following every move that these finalists make. Can push you out of your game, especially for the juniors who haven't had as much of an experience, except for, of course, position A and B, Romain Auferer and Victor Lindgren. We can't really say that they haven't had enough of an experience, but some of the athletes here are debuting for the first time, and for them it might be a bit of a different situation. The faster you change over, the faster you get to go into sighting shots. It's good to have a little bit more time, because sometimes just rearranging all the things on the rifle that you need is not enough, and then you have to adjust the sights even more when you're in the position and you're shooting already. We're gonna get to see a bit of the stats. How has it been going in the kneeling position? We have a left-handed athlete. And he is currently holding the lead. These 8 young men over here. Braden Paisert. Two and a half more minutes. Look at that dip. Usli on the 14th shot. Under a 9.5 in a kneeling position might be called a bit of a mishap.
So we've got just over 2 minutes before the first series of 5 shots in the prone position. As I mentioned, we have a 9-minute changeover and sighting time period coming after the free series in prone. Which,
2 more minutes. Everybody is now deep into the sighting shots. You can see it on those screens up above them. They've had at least 3 to 4 shots. And this is some stable shooting from Lindgren. Maybe not the strongest at this point, but he didn't have too many dips and he didn't have too many high hits, which of course you do want to go for it, but not at the cost of the next shot dipping low. You can see the wind is blowing, which is also affecting the results. Sometimes it's not just the precision. Prusek has been going a little bit up and down, but the dips weren't too bad. Everything is above a 9.5. And his best shot in the last 10 was a 10.5, which I think we're going to see more and more here in the prone position, at least. $50 more seconds. That's how much they get for single shots. When we get to the end, after 40 shots, the single shots are shot in time of 50 seconds.
30 seconds.
So After has been going a little bit up and down. That's why he did end up in the 5th place right now. We'll see if he'll get to make amends in the prone position, or maybe even in the standing position. A few more seconds and we're ready for the first series of 5 in the prone position. And that one is going to go quickly. So we need to pay attention to what's going on. Peiser at the top of the lead. Wesley following him. Then it's Lindgren, Prusek, and then it's after Saini, Lake, and we at the bottom right now. Usually starting off with the kneeling position, that's kind of where we find out who is feeling what on that day and establish the rank a little bit, because the prone position tends to leave everybody in the place where they were, unless, of course, something happens, which is the interesting part of the prone position, as well as really good shots such as a 10.7 by Affer and Prusek as well. Usli here joining that 10.7, Lake as well. Here we go into some strong 10s. Shooting very quickly. So we don't expect a lot of change in the rank during the prone position, but they are building up their scores. And definitely some change can happen and will happen, but the biggest change is getting to the standing position and everything that happens in that one. 10.5 by Usli for a wrap-up. Here he is. 10.9 from Lindgren as well. This is the position where we mostly see those highest shots, those highest scores. Oh, out into an 8.6. Saini. That was a tough one. So things have changed a bit. Usli at the top, 1.1 of a difference, followed by Lindgren and then Peiser, who fell down to the third position. You have a little bit lower score in the prone position, and already you're rushing down the rink. Prusek at the fourth position. And let's see how Usli continues on in the next round. Series number 5. Again, we're seeing some great 10s over here. Saini seems to be struggling in the prone position. This is not a position where you really have a lot of space for a mistake. Prusek 10.8. Alfred as well. We're seeing the strongest 10s. In the prone position, that's for sure. A couple of 9s here and there. Not too many though. Great results so far. These young men might as well just shooting in the senior competitions. It's really less and less of a difference, especially when it comes to rifle shooting. It's a very technical discipline. You have to have a lot of patience and a lot of will, and really, really know your equipment, know what you're working with, the ammunition as well. There's a lot of testing being done. There's a lot of preparation when it comes to anything, of course, in the shooting sport, but rifle really, really asks for a lot of that, especially the 50-meter 3 position. That's going to be a wrap-up on the second series, and here we go. Again, bit of a change. Peiser fell even lower. Prusek climbed up to the second position. Lindgren is here, 0.4 behind him. Usli holding what is now starting to become a pretty comfortable lead, but not yet, especially when we know that the standing competition is coming and 2 points can go up and down in a matter of one shot, even among the best ones. That's just how it goes. .7 by Prusek, starting off. Lindgren over there with 10.5. nicely done by the leading Usli. Here he is right now. Shot a 10.9. Next one, 9.7. That's sometimes what happens. Some athletes shoot a stable around 10.0, 10.5. Not a big difference away from that. But then there are some athletes who go very, very high and then shoot a lower score in the next one. It's just different tactics and different ways of shooting. Nicely back into a nice 10, 10.7. Brusek at 9.9. Wrapped up with 10.7. Griffin Lake into a 9.9. I said, looking better, back into the center of the target. Mostly holding up very, very strongly. Let's see what's happening with Saini over there. 10.3, 9.4. Those nines are really not going into his favor, especially not in the prone position. Wouldn't be such a big deal in the standing position. But here, that's gonna probably push him down the rank more and more. Peiser still has one more shot. As I mentioned, he won a bronze medal last year in the 50-meter prone position. We expected a good round from him. Maybe he put that pressure a bit on himself. He's going to stay in the 4th place. Brusek is in the 3rd place now. A small little difference between him and Lindgren. And Usli is just climbing up, making that difference even higher. Currently now in danger zone, Saini and Wee. And I say danger zone because after the next 10 shots that will happen in the standing position, 2 athletes have to go, leave immediately the finals, and then 5 single shots remain, where the 6th, 5th, 4th place are decided before the bronze and the gold medal in the last 2 shots. So this discipline, you really have to stay focused the whole time. There's a lot to do. There's the kneeling position, changeover time, prone position, everything that in qualification they don't have to do so fast. But once you come to the last 5 shots, that's when your concentration has to be the highest. And it's already been more than 40 minutes of competition, yet that is a very deciding moment when the athletes really have to turn on their focus and motivation to be able to withstand that in the last 5 shots, where basically everything happens. And that's why I like to call this a marathon of disciplines, because going through all of that only for it looking like the last 5 shots are the only ones that matter. Of course, it is not. It's everything that came before that as well. But the finish line is so close, and they're running towards it.
over a desert. True or false? True.
So Milan Prusek in qualification was the first one with 588 and 30 inner center circle. Brendan Peiser second with also 588, but 29 inner circles. And then Roman Aufferer third, Victor Lindgren fourth. We see here Jens Usli shooting in the standing sighting shots. He was fifth with 585. That's a small difference between the first and the 8th place who got in. 5 points of a difference, and that could have been 9.9s that count as a 9 in qualification. So a very slight difference between these men and the first and the 8th place to get in. In the 8th place, it was Tyler Wee. 583. So that was the least amount that was needed to get into the finals here at the ISSF's Juniors World Championship in Lima, Peru. Here's the last 10 shots from Milan Prusek. He would have hoped would have been a little bit more stable in the prone position, of course. Peiser especially, being the bronze medalist of the last Junior World Championship in the 50-meter prone position discipline, which can stand on itself, by itself, but it's not an Olympic discipline. 50-meter 3 position, on the other hand, is. And both Roman Aufferer and Victor Lindgren just shot that discipline at the Olympics in Paris. Aufferer was 15th in this discipline, and the young man is only 19. This year, a silver medal in Baku at the World Cup. Some of these really, really young athletes are showing up at top ranks of the world with the seniors as well. Looks like Griffin Lake is not very happy with his sighting shots. He doesn't have a lot of time to get it right in the standing position. Bronze medalist of 2 years ago at the World Championship, not as a junior, but in the senior category. Here's our debuter, Saini of India. This is his last year as a junior. He is 21. He's had a rocky prone position. And who knows, maybe he surprises us now and shoots a great standing, which could potentially help him out. There's Tyler Wee, USA, the 17-year-old. His only final of an international competition so far was a Junior World Championship 2 years ago in Cairo, where he won the 5th place. He's currently holding that last 8th place here with almost 5 hits, 5 points of a difference. Prusek. Ready for the standing series, the first one. There's only 2. Starting with a 9.2 by Prusek. Some 10s are here from Wee and Usli. 9.8 from Lindgren. 8.3 from Saini. Now we're gonna get to see more of those in the standing position, that's for sure. They get the most amount of time for the standing position. Of course, that's the most demanding one. And then when we go into single shots, 50 seconds on the clock. Seeing some more 8s, but a nice 10.8 from Prusek. Aufler into a 10.7 and out into an 8.9. You can really see it happens to the best of the best. It happens to the men, senior or junior, to athletes who have been to the Olympics, to athletes who have won medals at the Olympics. It happens. It's a tough discipline. And if you're having a good day and you're shooting those 10s, you're going to end up at the top, because everybody's going to make a mistake here and there into an 8 or a slim 9, like Prusek's 9.3. Another 9 from Alferer. Prusek wrapping up with a 10.2. He is really fast. Peiser. He's already got a bronze medal from this competition in the 10-meter event, and that could just be helping out with his confidence here in this competition. He is currently holding the 2nd place right behind Usli, who we know is also one of the best athletes, and he is only 17. Another 9 from Peiser and Alfred Lindgren as well into a 9.5. Saini managed to wrap up this one with a 10.7. Let's see Peiser's last shot. Pistol, the finger is coming onto the trigger, and it's a very, very light trigger. But in the finals, it can seem like the hardest thing you ever had to pull on. 35 shots are done. We still have 5 more, and now it's time for the decision after the next round. Tyler Wee and Shura Saini are in danger zone. Griffin Lake is here with them. These 3 are definitely red zone. And then a bit safer here, Alfred, Prusek, Lindgren, Peiser, obviously definitely holding that lead very comfortably now. 2.5 points before the last 5 shots in a series, and then going into the last 5, the actual last 5 shots that will be single shots in a time of 50 seconds, where you'll see everything happens then. Couple of 9s here and there again. Prusek starting off with a 9.1. He's definitely going to shoot his next shot very fast, as we've seen him have a strong tempo. Saini hasn't decided to shoot his first one yet, but enough time is there for the standing position, that's for sure. 10.5 for Alfred. Again with a 10.3. Those are some slim 10s over here. Usli 10.5, and Saini follows that as well. Mostly with his shooting, seems like he'll be able to keep, for now, this good lead. Even a 9.6 doesn't really damage his result here. He can stay calm. Probably didn't even have a reaction to that one. He's been shooting for quite some time now, especially for somebody who is so young. We've seen him when he was practically just a boy. Now he is 17, 11 months and 2 days. He's gonna have a birthday fairly soon, which is actually tomorrow. So the young man is becoming 18 tomorrow. And wouldn't this be a beautiful birthday gift he could give to himself, winning the Junior World Championship. Out into a 9.2, a bit of nerves happening. From we saw a 9.0 from Alvaro as well, but some great 10s as well from Lindgren and Peiser. Fairly certain Usly's going to be able to hold that lead still. His birthday in 2 days, actually. All right. 2 days away.
So, ladies and gentlemen, after 40 shots, 8th place has been decided, representing the United States of America. Let's hear it for Tyler Wee.
That's the decision now. He was in the red zone, and the 8th place goes to Tyler Wee of USA. And for the Indian athlete, struggling in the prone position. Coming here, he had some good shots, but in the end, unfortunately, it wasn't enough. It's the 7th place for the Indian, Shota Saini. That decision has been made. 40 shots are over. We have 5 more to go. And after each one of these shots, one decision is made. Griffin Lake, very, very much in the red zone. Usly keeping somewhat of a comfortable lead here, especially if he manages to stay somewhere inside of a 9.8, 9.9 with every next shot. But there is a small or a no difference in the 2nd position that's coming after him between Lindgren and Peiser. And they are quite close to Usly. There's 1.3 and 5 shots that are ahead. 10.6 from Lake. Amazing. Unfortunately, and probably not enough. To have him stay in the game. Nevertheless, pretty nice shot in this moment. 10.6 from Peiser as well. And now he has made the difference way smaller to a 0.6. Griffin Lake coming out, going out with a bang. A nice 10 that he shot and winning the 6th place at the Junior World Championship. Seems like the coach is pretty pleased. Maybe it could have been better, but Lake is only 19. He still has 2 more years in the junior competition as we get ready for the decision of the 5th place. Looks like it might be a battle between Alferer and Prusek. Let's focus on those two. Mostly is still holding the lead now. A difference is 0.6. Peiser is coming after him, breathing down his neck. Mostly, oh, that's going to be a change in the lead. Seems like it. 10.3 from Lindgren. in a 10.8. He is the one. Shooting that 10.8. Another one going out with a bang. Milan Prusek, 5th place at the ISSF Junior World Championship, and seems like his coach is pretty happy with what just happened. Not a bad start for a debuter, 20-year-old Milan Prusek. And it was Peiser who shot a 10.0. Not yet a change in the lead, but definitely a smaller difference there. 0.4 now. Lindgren is not far away either, and this is a very important shot. It's going to decide between the ones who win a medal and the one person who has to go out of the finals. 9.5 to the young Usli. Seems like some pressure is getting to him. 9.4 from Lindgren as well. He's not alone in that feeling, but Peiser now does take over the lead. 0.1 of a difference, very small one. And unfortunately for Romain Alfredo of France, the 19-year-old has to leave the finals without a medal after just coming from the Olympics in Paris, silver medal at the World Cup in Baku this year, ending up 4th place at the Junior World Championship here in Lima. Just tells you how strong the competition is, even in the junior events here in the 50-meter 3 position, one of the absolutely hardest disciplines to stay on top of the game of all the time. Peiser. This one is for the decision of the bronze medal, and now the situation is pretty tight here at the top. 0.7 between Lindgren and Usli, and that 0.1, basically nothing, but it means a lot in shooting sport. Ouch! Out into a 7.5. 10.6 from Lindgren. It seems they have pushed Usli out of the finals. Bronze medalist here, a medal from the World Championship for juniors is here for the young man who is celebrating his birthday in 2 days. 18 years old. Jens Usli, silver medalist at the Junior World Championship in Cairo last year, has now won a bronze medal, and it was a tough final. And the pressure in the end just got to the young man. Peiser at the 2nd position. Lindgren taken over the lead with that strong shot he had. And as his 44th shot, it's the decision of the gold medal. Right in front of these 2 young men. Peiser coming in with that bronze medal he already won. Probably affected his courage, his confidence. And here he is now at the top of the rank. 10.4, 10.7 from Braden Peiser. Look at that shot as the last hit. That was an amazing one from the 19-year-old. What a final. We didn't see, he was climbing up the whole time, but we didn't see him in the last few moments, it was just Usli at the top. And somehow things turned around, and that's how it goes in this 50-meter three position, especially in those last 5 shots. Victor Lindgren with the silver medal. He is pretty happy with it. Silver at the Olympics, silver at the Junior World Championship now. 21, it's his last moment as a junior. Usli still has 3 more years to go. And the 19-year-old Brendan Peiser really had a great final. Started off pretty great, lost his way a little bit at one point, but came back to the top and won the gold medal. What a final, what a discipline this is, really showing up the best things of shooting sport. And these young faces that we're definitely gonna get to see later on in the senior competition. Jens Usli with the bronze of Norway, Victor Lindgren of Sweden with the silver, and Brendan Peiser of USA with the gold. Thank you everybody for watching. That's a wrap up for today on the finals. Don't go anywhere. Our announcer Jamie Stangram is gonna have a little chat with the winners, but you come back tomorrow. We have another final here at the Junior World Championship in Lima, Peru 2024 by ISSF.
So that victory ceremony will take place at 6:45 p.m. and 18:45 if you prefer it that way. See you there at the podium. Victor, congratulations on your silver medal here today in Lima. A big final, a tough final. How are you feeling?
I'm very happy with it because 50 meters is not my biggest or perfect thing. I can't speak, but I'm very happy with it because it was a long day, 2 good matches and a great final, so it's even better to came home with a silver medal.
Yeah, you're a young athlete, but already you've had a decorated career. But this is actually your first medal in this event, isn't it?
It is. It is my first medal in 3 precision, so yeah.
And tell us about, I think it was shot 44, right? You were in the bronze position, you fired a 10.6, then you were up at the top, weren't you? And then it kind of changed again with shot 45.
Yeah, it was close through the whole final at the top, so it was a bit nervous from the start, but after some breathing, it was just to shoot, and it was a 10, and then the pulse came, and it was a 9.4, and then 10.6. So it was up and down. So.
It was like a yo-yo, 0.1, the difference in the end between yourself and Paisa. And I mentioned the fact that you've already had a glittering career. You are senior world champion in the 10-meter air event, also Olympic silver medalist from Paris 2024. You've had a really busy year. You know, the Olympics wasn't that long ago. We're now here in Lima for the Junior World Championship. You've qualified for World Cup final in New Delhi in like a matter of days. Why was it important for you to come to this junior competition?
Because it's my last competition as a junior, so why not go to the Junior World Championship? Because you have to end it like because of the junior careers where it starts. So it will be nice to just end it here as well. So yeah,
and to end it with a medal as well, even more special. So enjoy the podium. Good luck in Delhi as well, and then I hope you get a rest, Victor.
I will after New Delhi. So I hope.
Thanks, mate. Take care.
Thank you.
Jens, congratulations, it's bronze here at the Junior World Championship. Another World Championship, another medal for you, silver in Changwon a year ago. How satisfying is this one here today?
It's very satisfying. I've worked a lot for this moment, and the final was, I felt it was really good, so I'm really satisfied.
It was definitely really good. You put on a really good show. You know, I think it was 4 10.9s from you during that final, which the crowd really enjoyed. There was a lot of movement in the table. How aware were you of that?
I mean, you are aware, but I try to focus on myself and just do shot by shot, and I felt it worked out very good today.
And how important was it to hear your teammates, the Norwegian fans in the stand there shouting for you, and also ringing a bell for you as well?
It's really important, and it's really funny because we have a good team spirit, and I feel they showed that today, yeah.
They did indeed, and you showed up for them as well. Jens, congratulations again on the bronze medal. Enjoy the podium.
Thank you.
Braden Paisa, for the first time you have become, in an individual event, a world champion. How does it feel?
It feels good. Talked about yesterday trying to translate that success I've had in small bore over into air. I was able to do that, and now got to continue that success in small bore and build on success that I've had before. Enjoyed it. Enjoyed the final. It was a very competitive final, very tight final. So it was a lot of fun.
It was very competitive, very tight. In the end, the difference was 0.1 between yourself and Lindgren of Sweden. You fired that 10.7. Crazy final few shots in terms of the movement in the table. What was going through your mind?
Really not a whole lot. Not a whole lot different than shooting normally. Thankfully I was able to just kind of maintain, keep a calm composure for the most part. Pulled a 9.6 on the second to last, and understood what I did, just made sure I didn't do that again, and was able to take a good shot on the final.
And that you did, 10.7 as I mentioned. And finally, you mentioned yesterday with individual 10-meter bronze, and now you've got the free positions gold. You are the junior world champion in this event. Before coming out here, did you have any expectations? Did you sort of set yourself a target at all?
Didn't really have much of a target for outcome. Can't control what other people shoot, so didn't have a real good picture of that, but I did have a picture of what I was capable of. Came in, felt like I was really well prepared, felt very fresh, very eager to compete. So I was feeling good going in, but no expectations beyond that.
Well, Braden, enjoyed a podium for the second time. In fact, the third time with the team events as well, I think. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, you two are becoming quite familiar with each other. So enjoy the podium again, and congratulations.
Thank you.